Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It's fantastic you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video from 70s icon David Soul. And through his song, Don't Give It Up on Us, we looked about the fact that sometimes we need to keep the door open in relationships. So I trust you found that one an encouragement. Well, we're going from there to a bunch of guys that were formed in Glasgow in 1985. So we're going to the 80s today. Ricky, Lorraine, James and Dougie. And there are various other guys on guitar and bass during these guys' career. In fact, these guys are still going. And who are we talking about? Deacon Blue. Now, the name Deacon Blue was inspired by a Steely Dan song, Deacon Blues, and so there we go. And between 1987 and 2021, there's been 10 studio albums, 2 live albums, 8 compilation albums, 39 music videos, 1 EP and 38 singles. It's estimated that they have sold 7 million albums. There have been 12 UK top 40 singles, and there have been 2 number 1 albums. This goes to show how successful these guys have actually been. They've been also nominated for a Brit Award. Now, I love Deacon Blue. There's a song in particular we're going to get onto in a minute that if I could play any song and with any band on keyboards, this would be it. This song is absolutely up there as one of my all-time favourites. And so it's nice to be able to talk about this song today. We finally got there after 170 odd videos that we've done in this series to date. The thing I love about Deacon Blue, they are very, very positive, very energetic on stage, so tight musically, so incredible on stage. And they also have some very thought-provoking lyrics. Just an all-round positive act, a breath of fresh air in the music scene, that's for sure. Of course, around 1985, that was a very significant year for music. People like Bon Jovi and a few others were starting to get going as well. So a very rich time for music, and also in Scotland with these guys as well. Now, when you talk about Deacon Blue, there's one song you talk about in particular, and that is the song Dignity. Now, Dignity has been voted as Scotland's greatest song by a public vote radio survey, and it was the first single these guys ever released. This song was sung at the closing ceremony of the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. It just goes to show how successful this song has been. And the story goes that it's about a guy that's been working in the council for 20 years as it starts, and he talks about the fact that what he does is basically pick litter up off the gutter, keeping the place all clean. The kids call him Movie, but he shares a secret in this song of some money he's saving to buy a little dinghy and call it Dignity. And then as the guy reflects back on that conversation, he thinks about the impact that this very small story has had on him and the impact it has in his own life. And you know what? It's almost like when I look at this song, I think about, I can imagine this little metal boat out in the ocean, and you know the guy is absolutely loving it because this is his dream. Often life is full of the small moments. Very, very rarely do we go out and buy a car or buy a house or get married or a child gets born. Life is very much in the small moments and the small conversations. Who would have thought that it's such a compelling story about a guy just buying a little boat for the water would have such an impact on this guy? You know, and he's starting to think, well, even though this is such a small little dream, a small little story, it is a dream after all. And with the compulsion that the council worker talks about this particular dream he's got, it just compels him to think about his own dreams and his own life. We never quite know often where inspiration is going to come from. Sometimes we think, oh, we're going to look for the big inspirational speaker and that may motivate us and that may get us excited. But sometimes it's just a bit of a conversation in a pub or a walk down a park or on the beach or wherever it is. And this little story just catches us somehow and thinks, wow, that's really cool, that story. It's touched me deep in here somewhere. And I think the thing I love about this song is the story. And what I also love about this song is how fantastic this music is in this particular. It is so uplifting. I love the way the keyboard is in this song. I love just the way the drums are. I love the vocals, the harmonies, the whole thing is very, very uplifting. And as I listen to this song, I can almost picture the guy launching his boat, particularly at a bit in the song a bit later, and it's after the instrumental when they get back into it a bit. You can just think, wow, I can really just imagine this little boat getting launched for the first time, the guy getting in it and him living out his dream. He can leave the council work behind and go into his own world in his little ship called Dignity. I don't know if you can imagine the scene yourself, particularly as you watch the clip. And we might as well get on to the clips now. We have both a live version of this one, and you'll get to see how incredibly energetic and tight these guys are. And we've also got the official US clip on this one as well, and it tells just a little bit more of the story of this song. And you'll see what I mean. I get almost a little bit teary when I listen to this song. It moves me so much because it's just something about the positivity of it and also the production of it that just makes this song so compelling. And Ricky's got just the best voice ever. Lorraine does back up so well with him. And you've got to love the keyboards of James. And just the whole thing is just really, really quite inspirational. When I first heard this song back in the 1980s, I actually went out and bought the single. I was so compelled. And on the cover, we've got just the picture of the guy looking out over the water. So perfect for this song. So always be surprised with life. Look for the wonder in life, even if it is in the small stories that come our way. You never know what is going to touch and warm your heart. And for me, this song has definitely done that. Well, I trust that will be an encouragement for you today. You never know where the inspiration is going to come from. Always be ready for it, because it may catch you off guard. And you'll be glad it did. So I've already talked about Dignity. Again, this one came off the Raintown album, and it was the first single Deacon Blue ever released back in 1987. If you go to a Deacon Blue concert, this is the song you want to hear. And I've also gone for another song, Real Gone Kid. This came from the When the World Knows Your Name, 1988. Perhaps there's a bit of an inkling there that Deacon Blue was starting to get a little bit more popular at this point. As I said, 7 million album sales, 12 UK top 40 hits, and 2 #1 albums. These guys were getting quite successful. And this is just a really positive song, this one. And again, we have a live version of this one. There's a lot of people in the audience here as well. These guys are getting quite a following. And you don't go to a Deacon Blue concert, you go to a Deacon Blue experience. And so that one's there for you as well. So the links to those 3 versions of songs are in the description below. That's where you'll find them. And I've also, by the way, included my last video from David Soul. So if you want to recap on that one, feel free. Well, a song I absolutely love that we've talked about today. It's fun. It's good to be able to talk about a song that is probably one of my top 5 songs of all time today, with this awesome band, Deacon Blue. Well, if you have come back for another video, welcome back. Or if this is your first time to Life Reflections Through Music, welcome to the channel. And the encouragement always is, just come back for more, because you'll never know where we're going to go. I've got a few videos lined up, a few bands to talk about, so we're still going with this series. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to contemporary Christian artist David Meese, and particularly in this day and age at the moment with this song Lean on Each Other, it'll be a bit of an encouragement, I'm thinking. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.